Wherever this finds you, I hope this finds you well. Ben64, the console curator, and today we're actually going to be doing a little bit of retro hunting. Now, a little while ago, GameStop decided to try to maybe redeem themselves in some way by opening a few more locations with a slightly different business model than otherwise. And that was, they're trying to open some retro game stores. Now, shout out to Secret Castle, they ended up finding some pretty incredible loot, and I didn't believe that it was possible, so I decided to put it to the test. We're going to be checking out 2, maybe 3 different GameStop locations today to see if there's anything worth the hunt. GameStop has a bit of a dubious reputation. I think the only people that they have a worse reputation with than those who sell games to them and get ripped off on the resale are game companies and people who've worked there. And I have definitely worked there, and I can tell you they are a terrible company, and I hope that they go out of business every single time they are in the red. But let's see if maybe GameStop's doing something right, you know? You never know till you know, you know? So without further delay, let's get into it. And actually, I'm so excited, I brought my good luck charm, I brought my special wallet, so hopefully we'll find some retro-inspired deals based on the lucky wallet. Let's get into it. And first impressions, so far it looks just like a regular GameStop, so I'm really hoping this is in fact a retro location and that we didn't just go to a normal location because we kind of drove a while, and the other location is even further away, so we'll see what happens. It certainly is large. Large and in charge. Let's see what we got. Alright, so I guess the real question is, where would the retro stuff be? Right? So far it looks a lot like a regular GameStop. Buy one, get one free. A free table. A free table. It's even got the Black Ranger. Fun fact, this is my favorite Ranger. I used to play him when I went to the playground. I was always calling Zach, which, if you know anything about Power Rangers, might be confusing to you. So, and they have Alpha! That was like his key go-to, and he was awesome. This guy kept everybody in the Power Rangers in line, so I think this bodes for some success. Let's see what we can keep finding. I think I found the retro corner of the store. Let's take a look. Come on in. And here it is in all of its glory. We have a Game Boy Advance. I haven't seen one of those in a store in a very long time. A couple of 2DSs here. A couple of 3DSs, a 2DS XL, which is pretty cool, the clamshell variant. PlayStation 3, I haven't seen a PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 2 in a long time. And the PlayStation 2 Slim Portable, those are cool. Prices are not crazy. Prices seem, I guess, kind of normal. $99, $100 for a Wii seems a little steep. You could probably get that for like $60. The Game & Watch, I have a couple of those, they are awesome. We have a couple of 3DSs in the top as well. Alright, and so then this is going to be some of the stuff that we're going to want to hunt through. Some adapters and things like that. That's actually an NES controller. So this is a real NES controller. Came out in 1980s, and here we are at GameStop finding it in person. So it's pretty darn cool, actually. The Wii controller, a couple of hard drives, PlayStation controllers, the originals. Look at that. PlayStation 1 controller, doesn't even have the DualSense, doesn't have the joysticks. You can actually see the difference right there. First gen, and that's the later edition with the dual sticks, so that's pretty cool. Is this a real Sega? A Sega Genesis controller. First gen. You can tell it's a Genesis, 1, because it says Genesis, but 2, it's got the 3-button layout instead of the 6-button layout, so that's kind of cool. Alright, and now I'm really excited to see if they have any N64 games, because that's kind of what I'm on the hunt for. So let's keep looking. Bunch of Wii stuff, Wii U, 3DS. They actually have some retro stuff. I'm surprised, and pleasantly so. I will take a look through the Wii stuff to see if there's anything I need for the collection, but so far this is kind of working out better than I expected, actually. I really like this Game Boy Advance. That keeps catching my eye. Yaka! One Piece. Gotta love it. But I gotta rep the Ditto. Gotta rep Ditto. Yeah, anything Nintendo, pretty much, I'll take a look at.
I got so much.
Dude, holy shit, man. So we got a crazy collection. I didn't expect this. I was looking for some N64 stuff. I asked to find gentleman at this retro GameStop location, you know, kind of what the story was. And he told me that the N64 stuff just sells out like hotcakes. I mean, like that. So I kind of did some inquiring. He pulled out a bunch of NES, SNES, Genesis games. We got Game Boy games. This is legit. Like, GameStop is actually carrying stuff now. I'm blown away. I mean, we got Bartman, we got TMNT, Dr. Mario, which will definitely be coming home with me. Final Fantasy, the first one on NES. This is. I can't say I'm shocked that you get cleaned out, man, because I think I'm gonna have to do the same. This is ridiculous.
That's how it gets here.
I mean, like, an SNES, NBA Jam, Mortal Kombat. That's gonna have to come. Aladdin, we were just talking about that the other day. So, Game Boy Advance is not coming down very much.
Not much. Literally, the prices are still up there.
Yeah. What's that one coming at?
$10.69.
Not terrible. Duke Nukem?
This one is $53.49.
53?
$53.49 for this one. Wow.
I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to like double check stuff. How about the WarioWare? They're Final Fantasy 37. They're Final Fantasy fans everywhere who'd be like shocked that I'm just skipping over Final Fantasy. Yeah. Not my game, not my style. All right, so I'm gonna have to make some decisions. Let me know in the comments what you think I'm gonna end up taking home. I'll give you a hint. It's gonna be more than one thing. Go ahead and see what you guys can think of. All right, so in a word, yes. Damage done. We'll go over the loot a little bit later. I'll get the haul up. One thing I can tell you is that GameStop pricing is not bad. They have everything at the same prices that you're going to find things online. So clearly whoever's doing their price allocations, like they're checking everything. None of this stuff is on the expensive side for what's online. A lot of it's coming down on like, you know, recent sales for eBay and stuff like that. So it's nice to see that GameStop is actually doing their due diligence and homework and pricing things accurately. And I did not expect to find what I found. I didn't find any N64, to be fair, but I found Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, SNES, NES, GameCube, Genesis. I mean, the world was my oyster. So that was location 1. The lucky wallet worked. We found some stuff. Let's go check out location 2 and see what that's all about. All right, so we're just leaving the first location. It was an absolute success. More so than I could have ever imagined, to be honest with you. So I'm pretty ecstatic about that. We are going from 3 locations to 2 locations because if the loot is anything like the first one was, you know, the wallet can only handle so much during the holidays, folks. That's how it goes. Interestingly enough, I noticed that the things that seem to be really, really selling for high prices are Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy. So I think that's really the sweet spot of nostalgia right now. So if you're an NES or an SNES collector, this is probably a good time to go check it out. It's probably slightly because of market prices and everything like that, but I also think that it's just people are collecting in the Game Boy, GameCube, kind of N64 era. So if you're one of those 80s babies, I would be checking out GameStop right now if I was you. Certainly the retro location. And they even went above and beyond the Call of Duty. They even marked a game down for me. There was a game that had kind of like Crayola crayons on the back of it, which isn't surprising for retro games of this age. But for him to discount it in half for me was really, really awesome. Shout out to you, dude. I'll be back. First location was pretty awesome. So I'm pretty excited about Seekonk in the second location. And my buddy Juan at the first location was saying that a lot of times his store is more busy than this one. So I'm hoping this one has some gems that have not yet been discovered or hunted down. So let's see what we can find. Come on. And here it is, a second retro selection, which I'm really excited about. And something that's really, really cool. They actually have the chromatic mod retro in the new Game Boy Color system. This thing's $200. Same resolution, increased colors. They ended up doing a special variant of this in gray just for GameStop. It costs an arm and a leg. 2DS, we got some Marvel games. DS's, Super Mario Bros. 3, that's a steal. I will actually be picking up NFL Blitz because I haven't seen NFL Blitz in a long time, and that's one of those games that I've been trying to find for years. So we're back at the studio now. It's been about 24 hours since we went GameStop retro hunting, and it was a whole lot of fun. First and foremost, I have to say, if you like garage selling, you're going to like garage. If you like garage selling, you're going to like GameStop retro hunting. It's very similar to those garage selling vibes. It's not organized really in any way, shape, or form. They seem to sell out of stuff as it comes in. So it's really kind of whoever's there. It's a first come, first serve thing. And that's one of the reasons that it comes down to the employees. I was very fortunate. I got a guy named Juan. He was awesome. He was super willing to go into everything with me and show me everything that they had. And I was able to come away with some gems. So my biggest takeaways are, 1, it's not organized. 2, the prices are competitive. They're what you expect from eBay and things like that. They're pricing accurately. And 3, the GameStop employees make the hunt that much more enjoyable. The other advantage to doing the GameStop retro route is that they test everything that comes in, and you end up having that peace of mind that if something doesn't work, you can 1, have the game protection on it, or 2, you can return it outright, which isn't such a bad guarantee to have in the world of retro collecting. So if that's the type of hunt that you're into, I 10 out of 10 would recommend doing it. If you just want to get something for your collection and you just want to go to the eBay route because you want to be precise and you don't want to have to deal with the chaos, that's what I would do in that case. But without further delay, let's show you the haul from yesterday. I'm going to start with handheld games and then move to the console stuff, kind of by generation, if you will. First things first, I scored from yesterday. I did get the Game & Watch Gallery for Game Boy. A whole lot of nostalgia, a whole lot of fun. It's been one of those things that I've been popping in and out all day in the name of testing and sanity. I also got Q*bert, which is a classic. And then getting into the NES haul, it's a pretty cool haul here. I ended up finding Dr. Mario, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, and I almost got the 4th one. I was so tempted, but I'd done a little bit too much damage by that point, so the SNES will have to wait. Metroid, because what game collection is complete without Metroid? And then this is, again, one of the reasons that GameStop employees are so important to the experience that you have. If you look at the back of this, you're going to see that it looks like somebody decided they wanted to switch from the usual drawing on the wall with crayons to drawing on their brother's video game with crayons. But I was able to get them to bring the price down. So that's one of the big advantages in a situation like this, having that report. I was super excited to find Bartman and Radioactive Man. I'd never expected to find this. And I've been collecting Bartman stuff for a while, so this is pretty cool and great gameplay. And then something that really blew my mind to find. I've been telling people that I would never play because I had no interest. Final Fantasy fans everywhere who'd be like shocked that I'm just skipping over Final Fantasy. Yeah. Not my game, not my style. But I think that's about to change because what better way than to start at the beginning? That's right, Final Fantasy, the OG for NES, back when Final Fantasy was a Nintendo exclusive. What a way to start. So I'm excited to get into this and play that. For SNES, boom, Mortal Kombat. For those of you who do not know, Mortal Kombat released on the alternative consoles ends up having blood splatter. For Nintendo, they're going the family-friendly route, and there's just like sweat. So when you get hit, it's like poof, and the sweat just goes flying off of you, which I thought is hilarious. And there's a reason to collect it in and of itself, in my opinion. And then last, but certainly not least, something I've been looking forward for a while now, NFL Blitz. That's right, this goes back to those pre-Madden days, back when you could like tackle all your friends and the play could be well over and you could do like a front flip onto them and, you know, tackle them with like 25 different people. It is awesome. So I'm really excited to kind of dive into some of that nostalgia again, if you will, and play some NFL Blitz. But overall, I have to say that my experience hunting at Retro GameStop is kind of a positive. It was small, it was difficult to find the retro stuff, but once you were willing to ask somebody and once you found it, it felt like the whole world just opened up for you. Just a moment. Very much like garage sailing. So if that's the type of vibe that you're into, I would definitely recommend checking the GameStop retro stores out, developing a rapport with some of the people who work there. But needless to say, the past, it's present, and the future, it's what you make it.